So 2 years ago, I uploaded a video named The Legend of Wall. And Wall, as he so creatively names himself, is one of the most popular players that I ever had on my YouTube channel. You've got, I think, Fat Slob, which is more popular. You have a couple videos out there, like with the Corner Boy videos, the Forest Nothings, that have achieved more than Wall. But there was a legend video made to him for his strategy where he walled in his opponent, and it's just blown up. So there's been a lot of people asking me about Wall, and I've been trying to pay attention to Wall. But Wall actually he doesn't like to play closed maps all the time, and it wasn't quite as interesting. Now, granted, he did have different ways he could play, but he wasn't walling. Let's see what happens here. I have not seen this game. Okay, this game was played within the last 48 hours. Wall is playing as Portuguese, which is the civilization that he played with when he walled in his opponent 2 years ago. The opponent here is Virtue Mond, playing as the Spanish, which I find to be a much better civilization than the Portuguese on Hideout. But Wall's strategy, at least in the Legend of Wall, was he full walls his opponent and he starves them of all resources. So you guys are going to have to bear with me here. I don't normally do this, but considering I don't have a whole lot of other things to touch on right now, I am going to do a slight speed up because this is a recorded game. And if I know Wall, I know the games can go on for some time. If you're curious on Wall's rank, by the way, his elo is at the bottom right, so it's about 1200 elo for both players. And if I'm thinking 1200 elo with Spanish, I'm thinking at this point they definitely know about how strong the Conquistador can be. So, look at Wall's scouting, though, guys. He's found his opponent already. And so what I'm thinking is if he actually wants to wall in his opponent, as Yellow's attacking the wall and being annoying, I think what we might see is we might see the walls. No way, dude! Oh, Yellow, you just got walled. Walled. And Yellow laughs, and now his scout's dead, which is the worst possible thing you can do against someone like Wall, who might have villagers running to your base. And now, oh my god, he's got 2 villagers heading this way. I gotta slow down. Apologies for the speed up. So he kills Yellow's scout with creative walling. And then he sent 2 villagers this way as well. Wow, this is way earlier than I expected. So on Arena, he walled right behind the opponent's walls. But in a Hideout, that would take a lot of time. So here it looks like he's just going to wall the choke points on either side. So he already checked from the edge of the map to the woodline here. And then he's checking from the edge of the map to the woodline here. Here's the issue, guys. And this is why this strategy is so much more difficult on Hideout. He has upped the difficulty level. There's so many resources behind these walls. Like, the original wall, the opponent had 2 golds and 1 stone, and everything else was walled out. Here we've got, boom, massive pile, boom, boom, boom. He literally has everything. He's got the 2 neutral golds, and then you've got the 2 golds that you typically start with, which is 5 tiles and 4 tiles. Also, he has the stone here, and he has the stone here, which is neutral. Like, think about it from Wall's perspective. Does he gain any extra resources? No, he's got 3 tile, 3 tile, 4 tile, 5 tile, 4 tile, 5 tile, 4 tiles, sorry, I can't count. And okay, I'm actually wrong. He does get a couple extra stones, I guess. But that's it. There's something that's so, bold about naming yourself the strategy you're going to try and execute. Like, it's just like, it's so confident. It's so cocky. I love it. But Yellow hasn't said anything, so I wonder, because I've heard from people that they've faced up against players that have been in my videos, and then they know exactly what the people are going to do. I wonder if that's why he stopped doing it as much, because he would, play only Arena or Hideout, and then people would know what he was doing and like, make army or something. But a lot of people said in the original Wall video that this is a guy who was, like, intentionally keeping his elo low so he could flex on people. Oh god, he's even deleted these walls. He has deleted the walls at home. We don't need them anymore, he says. Dang. This is wild. But yeah, people made that comment. And like, honestly, I feel like if he was doing that, his elo and his page, and I've looked at it, would fluctuate a whole lot more. But I really don't get that vibe. I think a higher elo player, like let's say these 1500 elo, they're just so rooted in better economy that they wouldn't wall at this stage. You know, they'd be like, okay, it's kind of like me when I do T90 trolls. Oh, you want me to wall somebody in? Okay, I'll do it. Oh, wait, guys, I got to get 2 lumber camp wood economy first and get a couple eco upgrades. I had to make fun of myself to prove a point, but yeah, blue is committed. Blue is committed. We're going to have the 2 villagers here. These 2 villagers might just take the stone. What does yellow see? Yellow makes it to feudal age. Has no scout. So didn't even scout the deer. That's all yellow sees. And no comment from yellow, but yellow did say, good luck, have fun, and then 11. So yellow's a talkative fellow. Wall's not so talkative. Also, Wall, could you please delete these gates? Because it's really bothering me. Also, the other 2 palisade walls, that would make me really happy. I know you're busy. And I know you're probably going to stonewall. And I'm so excited for it because it's been, again, 2 years since the original video. But, like, come on, man. Delete the gates. Come on. It's blocking the deer. Delete the gates. Oh, man. Does anyone have a more honest name than Wall? Well, probably I Sit. I Sit is funny, and the I Sit story was also pretty funny, too, because I remember him saying in the AOE2.net sidebar chat, attacking is scary, I only defend. And then I found his profile. It was just such a fun thing to find him that way. I forget the backstory of Wall. It was probably in the original video. But I think I got an email about him. I think I got an email and people were like, there's this guy named Wall who's walling in people. And then I, of course, hunted him down, so. All right, so here we go. We've got 2 villagers on this side going for the stone wall. And this better be fast because yellow's on the way to Castle Age and yellow wants to drop a castle. I think that if yellow had the scouts, this game would play out completely differently from here. Because if yellow had the scout, yellow would have scouted the walls, and then yellow should know to castle drop the walls. But what yellow thinks now is, oh my god, my opponent sees everything. They could have army out there. I don't want to leave my base. But I think if yellow is going to drop a castle, it's probably going to be a defensive castle. Is Wall the Aussie that made layers of walls and bomber cannons on Arena? Yep, this is that player. Actually friends with Wall on Steam. And I spoke with Wall briefly, like after the videos caught on and whatnot, and he basically said like, hey, thanks for the videos. And he said, I play some other strats as well, you should check it out. And his other strats are solid, don't get me wrong. But they're not Wall strats. If you're named Wall, that's what I go to see. I go to see Walls. If your name is Archers, I expect Archers from you. Just to be clear, everybody. Okay, this is an important moment. Yellow definitely wants Conquistadors. Now, he is getting Loom, which is Vil armor, which could indicate that he wants to run forward. Now, I wonder what the villager pathing would do if yellow tries to click the villagers to this wall. Because that could be a really good castle drop spot. Still doesn't have the stone for the castle. The moment of truth, my friends. Okay, he drops off the stone. Has the stone. Where are you putting it? There. Okay. I know it's very easy to be like, no, drop it on the walls. But he doesn't know about the walls. Because he got walled. Buy some stone probably for a second town center as well. And yeah, so he's going to boom up. Meanwhile, Wall is stuck in feudal age. Oh my god. He's so committed. He's so committed. I said it before, man. Like, what you're doing right here, Wall, is completely fine. Like, no one is going to get upset with you for what you're doing on the sides. This guy, I can't believe what I'm seeing. He is going to wall this entire wood line. Which is ridiculous. But also, it's like, kind of unnecessary because don't you need that wood? Is he just going to take these wood lines himself? Like, whoa, dude. Whoa. How much stone is that going to cost? That's going to be like the whole map's worth of stone. Now, if you think back to what he did in the past with Portuguese, he'd wall someone in. He'd go up to Imp. And then he would go for Fatorias for resources. And okay, here comes Yellow. Yellow's like, I got conks. I got armor. And Yellow's a talkative player. So let's see what Yellow does. Yellow sees the walls and laughs. I love Yellow. Yellow is a fun gamer, man. 11 WTF. Well, Yellow, welcome to the Legend of Wall, my friend. And Wall says 11, all hail king of the losers. Nice little taunt. Little taunt action. And now Yellow's like, well, crap. Wow, I'm so happy right now. Guys, I swear to God, I did not see this game. Someone had brought up the Legend of Wall. And I just brought up his profile real quick on a different website we have to use now because the other websites are all broken due to the weird issues the game is having. Anyways, let's talk about Yellow's position real quick because we got to talk about countering this. Now, Yellow's going to look at the other side and see the walls too. But if you see this, you should know, oh my goodness, his economy must be in shambles, right? And there are the outposts for Wall all along the wood line to see everything you can. So, with that said, what you want to do is you want to just get your economy in a better state. So, you do that, or you do what Yellow's going to try, and you can go for petards to break through. It takes 2 petards to take out a Castle Age Stonewall piece, though. So, with the Palisades being here, too, you probably need like 4 or 5 petards, and that is expensive. But what I am excited about now is Wall is making the sections already. So what players tried to do on the arena game is they tried to onager cut through the wood line, but he would always have a section walled through the wood line, and then he would have bombard cannons in these little gaps. So he was able to shoot down any rams or units that would come out. I mean, he's not going to be an imp for a long time. Yellow has 3 TCs producing villagers. I know it doesn't look like Yellow's economy is better right now based on the stats, but it's flying compared to Wall's. Why petards and not rams? Well, he might go for rams as well, but if the opponent goes for mangonels, the rams would never work. So if there's siege behind the walls, it becomes a problem. I can understand Yellow's excitement here. I mean, Conquistador is like the big reason you pick the Spanish. Conquistadors tend to get a little bit worse if the game goes on because they don't benefit from bracer and ranged upgrades like a lot of ranged upgrades do. So yeah, we're going to have petards and we're also going to have a ram. And actually, important thing to mention here, guys. The outpost spotted that. He had town watch on that. Look at what the outpost showed him. So now, we have a siege workshop from Wall. And so Wall is going to make precisely what I just mentioned to Mangonel, most likely. We've got a university. So I guess university and siege workshop are his 2 Castle Age buildings. But he still needs the resources to go imp, which might take forever. Wow, okay. 56 villagers versus 44 now. We're talking 20 on food versus 12. And we now have Fortified Wall, which is a Castle Age upgrade. I always forget about that until Fatslob or Wall are playing. But alright. Now, Kongs could actually take out the Mangonel as well. That's what you want to do if you're Yellow. Well, let's look at Yellow's perspective again. Wood upgrade, farm upgrade. Rams there. The petards are still waiting. And now Yellow is like, oh crap. What do I do against this? I kind of doubt Yellow's gonna... Oh, no, he does realize. Wow, okay, so he knows that he could shoot that down. Oh, my God. That shot, though, was so good. The problem is Conks have 6 range. The Mangonel has 7 range. And another one goes down. And here come the petards now. And the petards... Oh, guess what, guys? You need 3 petards to take out 1 tile of Fortified Wall. And Yellow laughs again. Yellow just probably like, I can't believe this, man. I can't believe this. How is this guy doing it? And to bring back a quote from my other wall cast, it's all coming back to me now, guys. And thank you, by the way, if you've been here ever since that video. That was a long time ago. You guys could have moved on to play Fortnite or watch videos of people's belly buttons. I don't know. I mean, if you do that, that's fine. I'm not judging. But thank you guys for still sticking around. I'm full of energy, and I got to settle down. But I remember the one comment from one of the players, and I think it was Wall Episode 2, and he was basically like, I feel so disrespected. How is this possible that this guy did this to me? And he had posted on the subreddit that he didn't know about Wall, and then a bunch of people responded and said, you just got walled. Dang. All right, so Imp is on the way. Chemistry is the first upgrade we will likely see from the Wallyard. I like how the houses are always positioned nicely. It must be so fun to play this way, because if it doesn't work, then yeah, okay, it probably shouldn't work, right? You lost the game, whatever, but if it does work, you just feel like such a beast, I'm sure. Yellow is going to try and drop a castle here, I believe. Yellow has 80 villagers and a massive economy. And truthfully, I think Yellow's long-term could actually just be to cut through the wood in the middle. Which Blue already thought about, of course. Blue's going to make another layer just in case. Yellow can click up to Imp any moment now. They do so, we'll see. Surely it's obvious by the name. Well, like I said, on the more open maps, he does not try and wall people in. But I don't know, like I play against Dark Noob, and he's not a noob. Well, actually, it depends on the day. Sorry, he's not a noob. I make that joke because I know his buddies might pass that along to him, and it might be funny. But yeah, Dark Noob's not a noob. Let's try and think of other examples of names. Viper's not a snake. Maybe there's not many examples quite as obvious as Wall. But, anyways, the walls continue. Imp is about to come in, and there's lots of population space that can be utilized here by Wall. Why do you need population space? Because he's going to want Fatorias. And chemistry comes in, so bomber cannons can be created. Yellow is well on his way to the Imperial Age. Yellow does not know how committed Blue is to this. Again, it's very important to talk about how Yellow's kind of in the dark with all this. He doesn't see the second layer. He doesn't see the second layer. He doesn't see any of this stuff. A lot of walling, guys. Where are the Fatorias? Of course, naturally. Naturally, you got to make the Fatorias in the corner of the map. The guy's a freaking legend. The guy is a legend, man. Just like some of the ways he places his buildings and plays the game is hilarious. Please make a Fatoria in the north. Oh, please, please, please. Guys, I get so many game submissions from people. They're like, this is the best game ever, Chinati. You gotta check it out. Sometimes I watch them and they are amazing. Other times I'm like, okay, that was okay. But my point is like, would you not be screaming from the rooftops about your game if you played like this? I never get an email from the guy. I got the response that was like, hey, it was, you know, cool. He did my video, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But he just does his thing, has his fun, and this is ridiculous. Anyways, Yellow is an imp. And Yellow doesn't really seem upset about being trapped in here because, as I mentioned at the start, you do have a ton of resources in here. And Yellow's going for Onager. Okay. Onager time. Victoria in the corner takes away pop space, gives you a trickle of resources. Victoria in the corner takes away pop space, trickle of resources. Victoria in the... Okay, there's no Victoria yet, but you get the point. This is a lot of stone. In fact, bear with me. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to double-click the stone tiles. 298 tiles of stone wall. Someone do the math on how much stone that is, plus the Fatorias. So yellow's probably thinking, well, let's just get all our upgrades. He thinks he has me, but there's no way this guy can beat me. And I'm going to then break through and win the game with Paladin. He made an outpost here, which is for vision. He does not actually have an onager yet. We have a bombard cannon that's here for wall. There's another Fatoria, and there's another Fatoria. Okay. And then we've got houses. And then there's bombard cannon here. So this is designed to snipe any siege that is designed to take out the walls. Supremacy for yellow. Just makes the villagers a lot stronger. Yellow still taking time. Not really with a large sense of urgency, but 16 more villagers. Resources collected. 32,000 versus 22,000 and climbing. We're all going to get the relics. I recall him getting the relics. Not relics, but he's making more little pockets. Just in case. What does Wall see, by the way? Ooh, interesting. Okay, so he's got insane vision. And he's actually going to get... Oh, yeah, he's getting town patrol now. Dang, that's a lot of vision without town patrol. That's way more than I expected. Anyone else surprised by that? I mean, town watch is strong. Did he get... How does he have that much vision without town patrol? Or is that a bug? Because it didn't look like it changed. Anyways. Town patrol, that makes sense. You can see virtually the whole map right now. This is amazing. Yellow's going for light cav. He has onager now, and so yellow's thinking, let's raid. This is my favorite part of the whole game so far. There's been 3 separate 11s from yellow. It was when yellow spotted the walls and the sections. But now yellow gets a little peek over the wood line and is gonna see more walls. Oh man. It's not completed yet, but it's pretty darn close. Oh man. He's getting full armor here, yellow. Might want to get hussars as well. It's gonna have tons of economy. I mean, the farm count's awesome too. Farm placement, well done. Walls. Coming up. More walls just in case, I guess. Like, again, he's just making different sections, so if he has to fall back, he can fight this. I'm just really curious about the wood situation, honestly, because blue might be walled, but yellow can then take all the wood up until where blue can range stuff with bombard cannons. This is incredible, dude. This is even more bold than the original upload in the first place. Siege Engineers gives +1 range to the bombard cannons. AD is 7-1. And we have supplies for yellow. Yellow's just going to tech into everything. It's a free boom game. And yellow's going to really go for it, too. Oh, this is great. Yellow's got petards. So, again, it's 3 petard hits per piece of fortified wall. Blue cannot see any of this. Yellow does not know about the additional section here. But I think yellow's going to cut through this way. Now, I think I missed it if it came in. Arquebus is an important upgrade, as we have another Fatoria and walls around the Fatoria. Yeah, Arquebus, it means the bombard cannons are affected by ballistics. They don't really miss their shots, so that could be crucial here. Now, you can hear the onagers from way far away in the Fog of War, but in this case, you can see it if you're wall, so. He is actually getting cav armor. Got to keep in mind, he's 1200 elo. He might end up breaking his rules. I mean, I don't know his rules, but he might end up making cavalier or some form of army. This is not walled yet. Oh, wait, he realizes it. Yellow doesn't realize how extreme this is just yet. Blue is panicking. And blue is making bombard cannons from these siege workshops. Yellow's like, I can't believe this guy's done this to me. It's time for me to make the push. I will not be disrespected like this. Yellow's got a massive wave of hussars. Enough for even Wall to be freaking out about. And he will also see the petards, which will tell him he needs more walls, or he needs to use the cannon somehow to save him here. Desperation time for Wall. Yellow doesn't see it yet. Yellow's like, I'm about to beat this scrub. Boom. More walls. But there's no laughter from Yellow because it's wartime now. And there are the bombard cannons, excuse me. And that's going to be Yellow's area. Yellow wants to petard through that area. Another onager goes down. Yellow might have all this military, but Yellow needs to be able to use the military. And to be able to use the military, you have to break down the walls. And it feels like there was a moment there where Yellow says, why I was so unlucky to play against you. I love Yellow so much. Virtumond, you're such a sweet soul, man. The laughter earlier, and now, like, oh, God. Oh, he's like, of all the people I could have played against, I got you. And so I guess Yellow is kind of just giving up on that area for now. We've got onager for blue as well. Now, okay, now I'm getting curious. So, what he did in the arena game... Man, this doesn't even look like a normal map, so I can't give you an example. Okay, so you see this? Pretend there's trees here. What he did in the arena game was he cut to the edge of the map so we could wall it. So I'm thinking here, like if there's a gap, he might onager in so we can wall that off. Like he might onager through, make a separate wall, and put cannons in there. More upgrades for Yellow. And, how many Fatorias is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's only actually 75 population for Wall. 100 of that population you see here is the population space from the Fatorias. There's the Arquebus upgrade I talked about, by the way. And the gold count is climbing for Wall. Well, there is something that's your best friend here. And that something would be Siege Ram. But I don't think Siege Ram would actually work if we're talking upwards of 10 cannons and a mix of onagers too. So then you really got to start to think, it's like, oh, I guess actually he does have Spanish villagers, so there they go punching the wall. But I guess this gets to a point where Yellow gets through all of his resources and then is starved of wood and then doesn't have relics and doesn't have Fatorias. I mean, this is going to have to go on a long time. Yellow did try, but he didn't really commit much, so maybe he just doesn't feel ready just yet, and those villagers go down. Or they run away, I guess, after taking out the wall piece. The score absolutely does not even come close to reflecting what's going on in the game. No, it doesn't, because the score is affected by upgrades, and he doesn't really... Wall doesn't really get upgrades. Oh my god. Yellow Slicker, are you kidding me? The Blue doesn't really get the upgrades because he doesn't need them, but I guess he's gonna get them the stuff anyways. Guys, you have to be one special kind of player. Whoa! What happened there? That was the weirdest volley I've ever seen in my life. You have to be a special kind of player if you can turn a standard Age of Empires 2 game into this type of a game. It looks like a scenario. This looks like something that a child would have designed against an AI. That's a graphic bug, by the way, because it's not doing any damage to these buildings. I think if I have the Fog of War on, the graphics are weird. I was concerned for a second that he was like somehow adding range to his bombard cannons. But no, I just think it's the way it's firing is looking a little off. All right. Shouldn't a Treb be effective at dealing with both walls and bombard cannons? Yeah, but it's the slowest way to do it. And no one wants to sit there and slowly creep in with Trebs over the course of like 20 minutes. Ballistics does add range though. Yeah, I guess that's true, right? Because it can go further if the target's running away. It just looked a little odd for me. Oh god, you're no way, Wall. Wall snuck into this gap that yellow cut for him and walled it off. And now he's going to add more walls. So now he can bring more cannons in here. And he can sit here. And he can fire even more. I think Spanish do get siege engineers, but it was not researched by yellow. He's probably just not as used to using the siege. And so he loses his bomber cannon there. So now wall is creeping in. He's also prepping something over here as well. Yep. Okay. Could kill a bomber cannon, sure, but he's going to lose a bomber cannon. The Trebs are way too exposed. Yellow realizes that and backs away now. I like how yellow just kind of assumed that this is going to be walled up as well. Yellow just, I guess, is thinking this is my life now. I can't change it. As wall is going to be able to pick off a lot of these crucial buildings. And yeah, now yellow's trying to use the trebuchets. But the Trebs do have more range than bomber cannons. But again, you have to be very, very particular about how you use your siege, because if you ever get close, wall's going to pick it off. Just like we're seeing there with the bomber cannons. But yeah, that's what yellow's going to try, guys. He's going to try Trebs for people who wanted to see the Trebs. You got to understand that he's ready to fight. He just can't. And now there's more cannons and more walls from wall. He's slowly being starved of resources. Meanwhile, for wood, wall is taking the outer chunks. Man, what a frustrating feeling this must be. Looks like yellow's actually going to try and cut towards that area. Meanwhile, look how long it takes the Trebs to take out walls. And you have to task them to each individual wall as well. It only needs to happen once for yellow, though. He only needs to break in one time. Blue realizing this is a little risky here. And here comes yellow. He's going to try. Now, blue might want to wall behind here. Good micro, to be honest, from both players here. But Arquebus makes the difference. Yep, makes the difference again. Blue can see the onagers. But there's... okay, there's actually another layer back here already. So yellow's like, this is my time to shine, baby. We're about to cut through... Let's go. Send what we can so we can't wall it. Go, baby. Go, baby. Go. It kind of gets through. Oh, gosh. Where are the hussars? Well, they're waiting. It looks like they're on the way. The Trebs are still slowly working down the walls. Villagers are punching the bombard cannons in the face. Oh, God. And the onager got the kills. This is incredible, man. This is insane. The dedication to the strat. Wild to me. Yellow, I'm no expert, but I don't think you should run in there. I'm not sure exactly what you're expecting. But that might not be very good for your hussars and villagers. Just saying. Wall is actually damaging his own walls, which is kind of funny. Yeah, someone said yellow's got to be more patient. Not really seeing much patience there, and now he's like, okay, I guess I'll run away. Alright, so he is making progress here. But as he destroys walls, wall just rebuilds it, because, again, Trebs are so slow at taking out walls. But that's what yellow's going to shoot for. Again, this game might go on forever. We're going to have more castles. Remember, if it does go on forever, advantage to the player who has Fatorias and player who has access to relics. So T90, what does yellow do? That's what's so crazy. It's like, I think anything yellow tries, he's in a really awkward spot. He needs to keep trying. Now here's what I would say. First thing that comes to mind, you're gonna have farms forever, most likely. Sell off that wood before the market's ruined. Sell off the wood and the food, so you can get a big stockpile of gold. So get guilds, so you get more in return at the market, and just sell like crazy. The big thing that yellow needed to do is he needed to push faster and early in. 1200 elo is a solid elo, but it's like blue gets the timings just right. Remember, it was so close before. Like, blue is so good at it that he's able to make it happen. And look, like, Blue also sees everything before it gets out of hand. So he's always waiting. So yellow's trying another cut here. Don't sell wood, sell the food as wood becomes more valued. Well, you're probably right on that, but he could definitely sell off at least like 15,000 of that food. Just more walls from wall. And the castles are just extra layers of fortifications, like we said. But he will probably just make more walls this way and then hope that yellow comes too far to get the next layer. In fact, it's very likely that yellow will... Like, he's trying, guys. He's trying to hit trees. He's trying to hit siege. He cannot do anything. You think Turks or Bohemians counter this? Well, probably not Turks, because they don't get onager. But then again, they do also get 14 range bomber cannons. Bohemians, very good shot, for sure. More upgrades coming in, Wall will never need. He's got 73 kills, 10 deaths. You can see 31 on this group. And you've got 0 on that group. Maybe the rest are over here. I don't know. Guy has not made a barracks. He doesn't have a stable or an archery range. He just has villagers and walls. And hey, treadmill crane's helpful. That means you build faster. Why not monks? Well, monks are actually outranged by the bomber cannons because of siege engineers. And also, you're kind of on the clock as far as gold goes, too. We passed an hour in this game, guys. And everywhere yellow goes, he's just getting picked off. But he's making the biggest group of petards. Where are they? No, don't tell me. Can blue see that? Blue actually can't see it. Let's go, yellow. Let's go. Break through. Jailbreak. Oh god, I'm really worried that he's gonna lose them all in one hit, though. Oh, they're so fragile. They're so fragile. Oh, Wall didn't expect it. Oh, let's go. Hit the walls. What's happening? What's happening? Oh, this is so sad. Oh no. Oh god. That's even worse than I expected. Get through. Go. Boom. Boom. Bam. He's in. He's in. Oh, he's not in anymore. Oh, no. Petards are not cheap either, by the way. They do cost gold. And now blue knows to lock it down and make more little gaps. I feel like you've got like 1 or 2 chances once it gets to this stage. And eventually he just has so many cannons you have no chance. Because he is 30 right now. And that takes a long time. Yellow's not quitting, though. Yellow's not giving up. He's very determined. And I think, if nothing else, we should applaud Yellow for not giving up already. In some of the previous attempts from Wall, it was very easy, I think, to be critical of why didn't this person do this or that. Yellow, I think, has done everything that he could do, but the timing on it was just a little bit off, right? And that's just how it goes. We'd be saying the same thing. If Yellow got through, we'd be saying, okay, Wall did everything right to execute in his strategy, but the timing was wrong. Man. No, Varus, when I looked at his profile, I didn't see a lot of instances of that. I know in that one particular game, the disconnected, or I don't know if it was a resign, obviously it wasn't at the PC. But I did heavily like study the profile after that just to make sure that wasn't a thing, and I didn't see a consistent trend there. And again, that was 2 years ago, but like 1200 elo seems, I mean, he's so committed. He's pretty well timed with it. 1200 elo feels like the sweet spot for this type of thing because you're going to have enough people who know what to do and punish it in time. And then you're going to have enough instances as Yellow's like, I broke through, only he didn't. You're going to have enough instances like this where Yellow just was so close and yet so far. And Yellow says, oh my god. Yellow just can't believe it. Oh god. No, Yellow, you've been so fun so far. Okay, let's not take it too far. He says, what mental problem do you have? Okay. Hey, fair. Okay, please, guys, don't ruin this. Don't make me have to edit it out, okay? And pretend bad things didn't happen. But Wall responds. So this is, what mental problem do you have? Winning. And then it's the classic, oh, is your life sad? Oh, my dad works for Microsoft. What's your dad do? I hope it doesn't get that far. But Wall said I build satellites, which, if that's the case, is pretty cool. I wonder if you can see the Great Wall of China from those satellites. So Yellow is really frustrated and still continues to fight. We're in 10 minutes in. I really want to check the resources collected now. And, I mean, the wooden food eco obviously is insane for Yellow, which has him very far ahead, but the Victorias have really climbed things up here for Wall. Guys, if you end up watching this later on YouTube, and you made it to this point without skipping ahead, or, you know, just by hanging out today, all I want you to do is I want you to say you made it to this point of the video. That's it. Just say I made it. You could say, Mom, I made it for all I want. Just say it. I'm curious. This is awesome. I mean, I think it's important to point out that if Yellow ever breaks in, Hussars counter bombard cannons. Hussars do not counter bombard cannons if the bombard cannons are walled in, however. How many sections? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I mean, there's just like 20 different sections of this. You guys wanted Trebs from Yellow? That's exactly what Yellow's doing. And it's actually kind of working. Obviously, trebuchets will go down, but I think bombard cannons will as well. Oh god, Trebs are so inaccurate. There you go. That works. Obviously, Yellow is working through what's last of the gold bank, or what's left of the gold bank, excuse me. Thankfully, the chat has subsided. I will let Yellow's salt pass. It feels bad to, like, judge things based on what else happens in the world, but I feel like everything's relative. So, like, comparably, I don't play a lot of other video games, but Age of Empires is in a pretty good spot. Someone says you have a sad life. That's a good day on the internet sometimes. Not a good day, but you know what I'm saying. And I really like Yellow's passion earlier on in the game, like his laughter, and his just this. I feel like it's so meme worthy. Maybe someone can tweet me a meme after this. It's like, you know that meme where the guy's got like the 3 different reactions, and he's like tired, and then he's like, huh, and then he's like, huh, you know. That's basically what Yellow was over the first like 40 minutes of this game as he realized how serious this was going. Poor kids, says Yellow. Yellow, please. You are 14. Oh, all the classics. Let's try and guess what the other one's going to be. Wall says yes. The next one, your sad life. Are you 14? Well, get a job. Can't be used anymore. Because apparently he builds satellites. I like how Yellow didn't even ask him more about that. I'd be like, bro, that sounds really cool. What else? I don't know. It's been a long time since my internet trash talking days. Oh, it's like, you don't even know how to play the game. Play a real game. This is not a strategy. Don't you guys know, and this is something that might really shock you guys, but if someone beats you while playing with a strategy that you don't like, they still actually know how to play the game. It's just a little shocking, but if they win, they do actually know how to play. It's just a very different way, as Yellow slowly is determined now to take out these walls. Why doesn't he make redemption monks? I genuinely, I don't know if he's still using the marker or if that's just bugged, but I genuinely don't think that monks would be a great idea. There's so many cannons. And the monks have 1 less range than the bombard cannons, and you're unlimited gold. Maybe earlier monks could have worked, but I think at this stage, Trebs and Hussars and slowly moving in is your best bet. I'm the king of salt, but know what I don't do is get salty at my opponent. That just tells them I'm salty, and that's a loss for me. Don't let your opponent know you're salty. All right, well, how many trebs is this? 14 trebs. This is wild. 1 hour and 20 minutes. Barracks for wall. I hope he can do this game without having to use these, but he has been insulted, so he's like, just in case, I guess. Wood is actually becoming a little bit of an issue for him with his production, by the way. And you don't want to buy wood, because then your opponent can sell it. This is what someone wanted from yellow a long time ago, is to see the trebs working. That's exactly what's happening. Will wall flood the... Oh, you gotta be... Oh, no, yellow! Back away with the trebs! Back away with the trebs fast! Oh, God! Oh, that was such a clutch play. Yellow is not gonna be happy. Yellow is gonna rip that satellite dish off of his house. He's gonna hate satellites after this. Oh, my God. Here come the petards. Now, I guess bomber cannons are going to go down as well. But wall is now close enough to take out the trebs. The trebs, of course, are less accurate. But here come the petards and... Never mind. They're dead. Oh, there's a hole. There's a hole. There's a hole. Hole. There's a hole. There's a hole. There's not a hole. They got the quick walls down. Barely. This is actually good for yellow. I thought it was going to be brilliant for wall, but the trebs did work. And actually, the bombard cannons from blue continue to take out his own walls in these instances. So it's probably worth it for yellow to just attack the wall and hope that blue damages the wall. More walling. Oh, God. Move the hussars. Oh, geez. I can't even see what's in there. Oh, God. There's 4 cannons and a villager. Man, like... 4 cannons and a villager and everything's dying. Oh my God. Again, you gotta hand it to yellow. He's really trying, man. He just can't do it. It's so much faster to build walls than it is to tear them down with trebs. And again, I was thinking maybe siege rams. Like, so what I would do in yellow's position is I would continue to do this. I would make, and I'm not exaggerating, 30 siege rams. And I would wait with them. And then I would siege ram one of the sides. And I think it would work. With 30 siege rams, you go through so fast, you're at least getting into the rest of the base with hussars, and then who knows. But he is slightly playing into the hands of blue here. But again, 1200 elo... I don't know if they realize how good siege rams can be against the walls, and you know, he is kind of making progress, I guess. Why no consistent spam of hussars? Well, if you have a consistent spam of hussar, you have a consistent spam of death. Because so far I have not seen a hussar kill a unit. But yeah, obviously if it opens up, you're going to want the hussars ready. I don't think that's the priority right now. You know how at the end of the game, there's a pop-down with capture age that says the most created unit? What if that's petards for yellow? We know what it's going to be for blue. But granted, this game might go on for another 3 hours. But, like, it could genuinely be petards for yellow with how many he's making here. Blue, I think, realizing there's a hole here, is just going to back away. I mean... I want to see yellow get really confident after breaking through one of these gaps. Is there not a hole there? Oh, yellow's not through over here yet. Okay. More hussars go down. Ooh. We could sit here for a long time, guys. Yellow has 78 farms. What yellow won't be able to do, though, is reseed those farms if the wood can't be taken. And yellow is almost out of wood. These are the lumberjacks for him. And that might be what Wall waits for. It's still shocking to me how committed he is to this. And after all this time as well. And Hideout is Wall on difficult mode. Whoa! Whoa! Again, that's a graphic bug. Like, that's got to be a graphic bug. It didn't do damage to anything. That was very weird. Maybe it's a game graphic bug. I don't know. Yeah, the problem about my siege ram idea is that 30 bombard cannons wreck siege rams. And now blue is making halbs. Or is at least going to attempt to, but doesn't really have the population space for it. So I'm sure blue could sit here for the next hour. But blue is actually going to try and put his opponent out of his misery here. Okay, yellow's probably thinking, I got to find a way. Maybe it hasn't been thorough enough. So now yellow's going to try and go this way. Yeah, I could see it being from Arquebus, but it doesn't... I don't know. It just doesn't, like, work with my brain, I guess. Regardless, it doesn't really matter. Halbs are going to run in now. So he opened the wall, or maybe yellow took it out. But here come the halbs. And so, of course, all yellow's been making has been Hussar. And Halberdier counters Hussar. Meanwhile, yellow's probably very focused here, trying to cut through, thinking there might be a gap. I've got news for you, yellow. The opponent's about to storm his way into your base, and you're not going to have an answer to this. So it's opened up now, but the opening is not for you. It is for him. Still 34 petards for yellow. That's a wild stat right there. Yellow's like, I can do this. I could do... Oh. Let's wait for the selling of food so he can make another onager and try again. And the worst thing is he's gonna make it there. Yep, you're gonna see the onager in a second, but he's gonna make it there, and then there's gonna be more walls. Now, yellow's gonna make halberdiers. Is missing the final armor, but it's not the biggest deal in a halb v halb battle. Ideally, would also have skirms out, but at this point, do you really want to go another unit that costs wood and food? That can catch up with you quick. I'm sure yellow is going to think more about just trying to do anything at this point than really being particular on what type of unit it is. You just want to go for what works. And oh my god, dude. Oh my god, guys, have you ever seen anything like this? Blue's perspective. He can see it. Look at them. And yellow's like, I'm not ready yet because I'm going to lose them to the halbs. That is his only attempt. Now, if he ever breaks through, the Fatorias being in the corner is very smart because there's 3 separate areas that hold Blue's economy. Imagine having to break through this in 3 separate areas. Oh god, yellow's had a change of heart. Yellow sent the Vills here to try and make an outpost and a lumber camp to cut through. That's not going to happen, and he will see there's walls there now. Onagers are actually not firing, which is amazing for yellow. Run, 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 run. Go, 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 go. Hussars, 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 hussars. Alert, alert, alert. Wall. A wall has been breached. Go, go. Oh, God, they're melting. Oh, no, the petards are so weak. Oh. Oh, so sad. I thought he could maybe do it there. It would have had to run directly for this one, I guess. Ting, 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 ting. Yellow still has made some progress, I guess. Right? I mean, progress. He's moved through this. We'll see this layer and think that that's the final layer. Here come those trebs. Pathing in this game is awful. No, it just bothers me so much when my 40 petards clump up like that, you know? The devs really need to fix that. Because I go for the 40 petard strategy all the time. I can agree that pathing can be weird sometimes, but it's hard for me to say that that was a pathing issue. Oh! The door is open! But there's a castle back here. And now yellow, of course, gets more vision on this. Yellow's gotta be like, are you kidding? How is there another layer? And of course it's got castles too. Two-handed swordsman now. Could be champion soon. You have to imagine that's what blue wants to do. It's much better choice against the halbs. Yellow still not willing to call it quits. Has the population lead. in total working units, which you have to look at this to see. And is, again, actually making some progress here. But I think once the trebs go down, as we see a couple of trebs go down here, I don't know if yellow's going to be able to make that many more of them. And certainly it's going to give blue the time to be able to like, plug the hole, or I guess you could say. 5 Fatorias has brought in all those resources. 12,000 gold and counting. Plus the relics, of course, for blue, which the original walls all secured. Yellow's just like, Mom said one more game. And now yellow's going to try Seadram. Okay, so yellow's tried petards. Yellow has tried trebs. Yellow's given up on both those things. Now yellow's going to try Seadram. So, again, the weakness of the blue strategy is the fact that blue kind of has to be... He has to have a lot of his population space that's available here to address this. So I think you have to go to the less obvious area of this. Okay. All right, Virtue. Yeah, you know, now you're crossing some lines here. But I know you're saying it for yourself. And I know you're heated at the moment. Now, you also could simply just resign. Like, just resign. Call it quits. You don't have to get more upset with yourself. You can play a new game. You can ban hideout. There is a way to save yourself from this mess, but now it's a matter of pride, I suppose. So you just got to continue to go down that trail. Well, yellow's still has the trebs and is going for the gate now. 1 hour and 40 minutes. Yellow refuses to quit. Isn't that funny when you get tilted? Like, what is wrong with the human brain? Where you get really frustrated and upset with, like, a video game, right? With fake internet points, basically. You get real upset to the point of, you know, saying things like that. And you just can't leave. What's up with the psychology of that? Like, I feel like other creatures in the world... Like, think of a cat. If a cat gets annoyed, well, I guess it swats. Actually, hold on. Cat's a bad example. Cats don't mess around. But, like, if you get in a really uncomfortable position and you're another animal, you leave. But humans are like, no, I must put myself through more pain and embarrass myself and step out of line. Pride? I don't know if it's pride. I don't know if it's pride, but I can tell you that it might get a little worse for yellow because yellow is going with 4 rams, which is not enough. And the cannons are already here. And yellow is just going to be like, he has stuff everywhere. Yeah, the cat was a bad example. I immediately envision my cat when he gets annoyed and he swats. It's a nice, friendly swat, but it's a swat. Well, I don't know. By the way, I'm not saying, like, I totally understand it, right? Like, being tilted and staying in a game. That happens for me, still to this day. It's just funny when you're on the outside of it, how ridiculous it looks. And you can just be like, dude, it's not that big a deal. It's fine. You lose the game, whatever. But yeah, it definitely might be a bit of feeling humiliated and frustrated. There might be a lot of self-frustration of how could I lose to this. And I imagine Wall faces up against this a bit more than the average player. Let's put it that way. Because this is just not a way that anyone is used to losing a game. No one wants to lose like this. No one wants to be casted losing like this. Maybe I'm wrong. But, man, what a game this has been. 1 hour and 41 minutes. Thanks again, everybody who's been watching this. I can't believe it. This is... And my stream chat here can verify this. This is something that I just on a whim thought of checking out right before this. And I didn't look at any other games. This is not sent to me. I just went to his profile, saw there was 2 games. I saw the Hideout one and said, wait. Hideout? There's no way he does it on Hideout. And, well, here we are. And there were quite a few Arabia games, too, which at this point I'm going to have to check out. In the past, he went for, like, a lot of, like, aggressive strategies with forward villagers. But, you know, that is a little more common. Okay. Well, yellow continues to send units into the meat grinder. Organ guns are elite. There's organ guns on either side. This reminds me, like, this image right here, though. This reminds me of when I was a kid. I used to make scenarios with walls and choke points and towers and siege, and I would just wait for the stupid AI to just send everything at me. I also had a lot of heroes. Like, I really didn't give the AI any chance. I had a lot of William the Conquerors and Teutonic Knights and, oh, William Wallace's, too. William Wallace's. Well, I think that's a Woad Raider unit. Oh, my God. Yellow made progress. Yo! Let's go! Repair the hold the gate open! He's actually kind of... He's kind of in. Dang, man. Remember, it's Spanish villagers. They're very strong. If blue tries to kill these villagers, the gate will go down. And the gate is being held open. And here come the hussars! Jailbreak! Let's go! So yellow's kind of given up on this. And yellow has made it through, let's say, 2 layers. And two thick layers as well. There's only 1 layer behind it. Now, guys, I need you to pay attention to yellow's wood count. If he starts to struggle for wood, that farm count will go down. He will not be able to reseed farms eventually. And obviously, if he's making halbs too, halbs also cost wood. But now blue's like, okay, well, I gotta make stuff out of these buildings, so should be fine. Oh my God, can we go back and see that? Not yellow's day, is it? Not yellow's day. Is that his gather point? I assume that's his gather point for his stable. Oh, there could be plenty more where that comes from then. Okay, 1 siege ram. Like that, in a normal scenario, a couple rams, couple traps, all those things are fine. Against wall, though, you are put into a position where you need to send a lot of siege. Now, to be fair to yellow, he did also make a crap ton of trebs and petards earlier. But I loved, like, yellow's... Poor yellow's emotional state has just taken such wild turns in this game. Yellow lost the scout and laughed. Saw the wall, laughed. Then, I think on the 3rd laugh, started to realize, like, oh, actually, this is kind of a problem. Now, of course, yellow just seems tilted out of his mind. But hey, the siege ram, you can see what 1 siege ram did. And actually, the strategy for yellow is actually repairing the rams with half your economy. And so, again, there's chances here. And there's this... Cannon is actually opening the gate, but I guess halbs are showing up. Onagers obviously do a great deal as well to help against the rams. And now blue is going to move in with some of the organs here. I wonder if blue will be dropping castles to fortify this position. Or actually, the play would be to bring villagers and wall it, actually. Yeah, that's what he would do. These hussars actually made it in. Like, yellow's worked hard at this, guys. All the sections that blue made might have seemed ridiculous to most, but it's experience because he knows sometimes the cannons or the halbs open the gates. It's going to be so difficult to kill this. This is a massive ball of gunpowder. They do not miss. And yeah, I'm just waiting for blue to send villagers now. He doesn't actually have many villagers. He's got 25 of them. So, I don't know where they're all at the moment. Yellow's making petards again, and now yellow's realizing that this is a problem. Yellow still probably can't believe this. Look at it from yellow's perspective. Just forget what we've seen and just pretend you're in yellow's position for a second. This game is like the game of, well, nightmares for yellow, but like of our dreams as people who watch Age of Empires. This is not supposed to be a thing. Guy's an absolute legend. insane commitment to the strategy, and of course, commitment to winning. What was the quote earlier? What's your job? What's your problem? Oh, what mental problem do you have? Dude, I'm glad no one asked me that. I'd be like, which one do you want to talk about? He just said winning. Okay, so what this will do is this will give yellow more army, because yellow has just lost a lot of villagers, which should lead to yellow having more population space. I mean, this is a death ball that could probably only be killed with onager. Wall has just crossed 1,000 kills. And guys, I've just thought of a challenge, all right? Again, we have the game submissions channel in our Discord. Use it if you have games. I can't promise to watch it, but I have an idea. So when this video comes out, go to your Steam profile, change your name to Wall with all caps, and do or don't Wall, I don't care, but I'm really curious how many people will be mind gamed. You know, like, enough people already know about this, but will know about this again. Oh, and especially if you're 1200 elo. Just like, oh man, freak people out. It'd be so funny. Imagine if your name is Wall and then you just don't even Wall at all. Petards! Let's go, yellow! Let's go! Oh. So close! So close! And yet so far. The death ball continues to move in. Wall figures, I've got to get to work. So let's actually finish this guy off. Yellow is full tilt mode. Gonna send the barn. That's a lot of army, though. That's a lot of villagers, too. Could end up taking a pretty decent fight here, actually. That's a lot of yellow. And, well, the organ guns and the halbs are going to back up into their choke point. I'm sure blue is going to realize that killing this many villagers is a good thing. So, even if you lose your army, you should be in a pretty good spot after all of this. Blue's got full control. It feels like there's never been any doubt as the organ guns slowly back away. Man, what a unique way to play the game, and what commitment to it, man. This map is insanity. Literally just happened within the last 2 days. Like, what am I missing? My question. What other maps? I want to see him do Amazon Tunnel. Oh my god. Oh my god, I need that so much. I want like 50 layers of stone wall in the middle, onager cuts around the sides, and then stone walls from the walls in the middle to the edge of the map. Oh, that would be epic. Again, yellow, as we established, it might be a little tilted. He's gonna work his way through the resources that are remaining, creating more villagers. And this is always the classic. Yeah, like, I'm actually bored. That's why I'm gonna leave. Yellow says, I'm tired of playing with the losers. Good luck with Lift, kiddo. Okay. I'm gonna give yellow a pass. I don't like it, okay? However, I do always feel a little, I don't know if guilt's the word, but, you know, as good as Spec Chat is, it is a little awkward. I mean, many of you guys might have said things that you might not be proud of, and then you get over it, you apologize to the person, or you just try and become a better person. A lot of times that stuff doesn't go and get thousands of views, so, you know, I always try and keep that perspective. I've had people in the past actually say things, come to me and be like, man, I really acted like a jerk. I'm sorry about that. And I'm like, listen, dude, you know, thanks for saying something. So anyways, we're not going to talk about yellow anymore. Truthfully, yellow did do a lot of awesome things to try and make this happen, but my hat goes off to Wall, who ends the game with 818 wall pieces, 5 castles, and not too many bombard cannons, actually. 17 bombard cannons. What a ridiculous game. The madman actually did it. I mean, he walled off that wood line. He knew people would onager cut. We had games in the past where people did not. The guy did it. He tried petards, trebs, onagers, rams. Wall strategy actually worked out. What a ridiculous game that was. 1,219 kills for Wall. 391 deaths. Economically, Yellow had still over or close to 100,000 more resources. 43,000 gold, 13,000 stone, however, for Wall. Obviously, the relics as well with the 8,400 made a difference, but it was the Fatorias and like the foresight on a lot of the things that Blue did showed me that people probably have made it further than Yellow at times, right? Like putting all your Fatorias in one spot probably lost him a game once. And then he said, oh, I got to relocate them. I got to put them in different corners. It's also possible that there was a situation where he put the relics in one spot once. Monastery here, monastery here. And, at the very core of the strategy, I'm sure when it all started years ago as well, he didn't have as many sections. And he sectioned it up. There were just sections everywhere. And it's so creative. I imagine it's not fun to lose to, but man, is it fun to watch. And I am happy to see that our legend, is still going. I love to check in with these guys to see what they're up to. Some people move on, play different games. Other people have a new meta. Wall, apparently, from time to time, still walling. So if you see the name Wall, it might be Wall, but it also could be some person who watched this and changed their name to Wall to freak you out, and then you're going to look for walls, and there's not going to be walls, or there will be walls, and your brain's going to go all over the place. I call that content. Thank you, everyone who watched this. I hope people enjoyed this. Obviously, curious to see the YouTube sphere's thoughts. It was a lovely find for me today. It's not every day that I just grab a random game and it's actually good. So, yeah, I can't close it out in any better way. I'm just going to leave it at that because that was sick. Oh, have a good lift. Have a good lift, everybody.